Thanks for staying with us. We're still reviewing Punch. So I have a story that the team of experts from International Civil Aviation Organization, the United Nations. Oh, that's the story. Go ahead, please.
You started.
The United Nations agency that regulates the global aviation industry arrived in Nigeria to carry out security audits of the Muritala Mohammed International Airport yesterday. The audit will cover critical aviation security areas such as in-flight security, passenger and baggage security, acts of unlawful interference, facilitation, legislation, and so many others. So according to the statement by James Mbala, he said that Mr. Festus Keyamo was quoted as expressing the importance of the audit in upholding the highest standard of security in Nigerian aviation industry. He said the audit represents a concerted effort to uphold the highest standard of security across all facets of Nigeria's aviation. This is a good news because many have been worried about the issues of stowaways, late flights, the fact that customers are never compensated for the delayed flights, and even security across the drugs. NDLA is constantly moving people. So these are important audits that we need to move that sector forward.
So in a meeting yesterday, the Minister for Power lamented blackouts despite 60% subsidy paid to discos. He said that what the country is witnessing currently with respect to power supply is not acceptable, and the situation is getting worse. And in the last 2 to 3 weeks, the level of power supply to Nigerians has not been good enough. So the last 2 to 3 months. He said that he was holding a meeting with the directors in the Ministry of Power and the CEOs of agencies in order to address the lingering crisis in the power sector, where he revealed that in the next 3 to 6 months, he would ramp up power generation and supply. That's the part I was waiting for, but he added it, between 6,000 to 6,500 megawatts. And we're looking hopeful to this. He said there will be consequences, warning again to the discos who are rejecting allocated power allocated, electricity allocated to them. He said they will be dealt with severely going forward. We have not seen an example yet. This story has repeatedly been said.
Moving on now to Daily Sun. Akpabio's men fight back, plot against Ningi. Senate begins probe of Buhari's 30 trillion naira ways and means loan. Bandits attack market in Plateau, kills 7. Tinubu to governors, pay wage award to civil servants. Gunmen kill man, abduct wife and daughter in Enugu. FG pushes for death sentence for electricity vandals and thieves. UBA African Guarantee Fund to support SMEs in Africa. Okay, which story?
This story a little too close to home. Gunmen suspected to be bandits in large numbers on Sunday. They invaded a local market in Wasi local government area and they killed no fewer than 7 people. So according to eyewitnesses, they had these bandits arrived on motorcycles, shooting sporadically. And this was a market in Kampan in Zurak. People were just busy. Just imagine a regular Sunday in the market, and then people drive up on motorcycles and just start shooting. Immediately, 7 people, were killed. Many others were injured. They fled without any resistance because there wasn't any security. Nobody was expecting it. It wasn't as if there was any intelligence or any reason for them to believe that this would be happening, and so they got away with it. Anyway, the police says they're investigating it. They will be hot on their heels, and hopefully, something comes out of this. As we know, Plateau State constantly in the news for this sort of sporadic, random shootings and killings.
Also, at the meeting, the Minister for Power also proposed death sentence by hanging for electricity vandals. He said that if you look at it, capital punishment is not too much because they are also gradually killing the nation, killing the economy, and killing the people. And so they're pushing that to the National Assembly. And hopefully when it is passed, maybe that will deter such criminality.
Yeah, so they said a yet-to-be-identified man who was traveling with his family in a private car had been shot dead by kidnappers in Udi local government area of Enugu State. The sources in the area said they attacked the family and killed the unnamed man while his wife and daughter were abducted. Now, the the thing is now, at the time of this report, no official statements have been given from the authorities, and there's no demand for ransom from the kidnappers yet. But the Police Public Relations Officer in Enugu State, Daniel Ndukwe, has confirmed the incident, and they said efforts were ongoing to arrest the gunmen and rescue the victims. They've, sent out a manhunt for the armed men, and hoping that they will be able to rescue the victims very soon. So we'll get more details very soon.
Okay, the Nigerian Tribune, Northern Senators disown Ningi as crack widens. Bandits invade Plateau markets, kill 7. 4 days after abduction of our children, kidnappers yet to make contact, says parents. Court affirms borrower as NURTW president. Service year elongation bill. National Assembly staff members take Akpabio Speaker orders to industrial court. States should pay wage award now, says Tinubu. Senate inaugurates 17-man committee to probe Buhari's 22.7 trillion naira ways and means anchor borrowers program. Okay, which story?
Okay, let me take the committee that has been inaugurated to investigate the 22.7 trillion ways and means. Sorry. Okay, so the Senate President Monday has inaugurated a 17-man ad hoc committee to investigate the ways and means and then the Anchors Borrowers program under the immediate past president. The Senate did this following a report by its joint committees on banking, insurance, and other financial institutions, finance, national planning, agriculture, and appropriations. So what they have done is that they would like for government to look into and to resolve and investigate the 22.7 trillion printed by the CBN through Ways and Means overdraft. So first, the Ways and Means provision allows the government to borrow from CBN if it needs short-term or emergency finance to fund delayed government expected cash receipts or fiscal deficits. Last May, the Senate had approved the request by Buhari-led government to restructure the 22.7 trillion loans the Apex banks granted under its Ways and Means provision. The 9th Senate also approved an additional 180.4 billion naira, being the balance of the supplementary budget and interest accrued on the Ways and Means. Anyway, the reason they're, one of the reasons they're investigating it is because, the current Minister of Finance and coordinating Minister of the Economy, Wale Edun, had also attributed our present hyperinflation to the reckless printing of money without productivity under the immediate past government. So we're going to see where this money went, what it was used for, and, and then the impact on the economy. So we'll be watching this closely to see how this turns out.
Yeah, so this report says 4 days after the abduction of over 287 school children from Kuriga, Chikun local government area of Kaduna State, some parents are saying that this abduction had left a big scar in their hearts. They said the community shares a border with Birnin Gwari local government area, and it has been in the center of the storm since the kidnapping and banditry started in that area. So a parent identified as Yau Nasiri Kuriga had an interview and said over 10 prominent kidnap cases had happened in that area, and the recent kidnapping of over 200 minors have really left the community devastated. They said they are at a loss, they do not know where to start from. Even now that Ramadan has started, a lot of them have not been able to perform their sahur, which is eating in the morning, and some of them have not even eaten since Friday that this event happened. And they said they've been waiting, the hoodlums have not communicated to them, that normally you are not able to really make calls from the area, you have to climb the hill to do that. They've been holding their phones for over 24 hours waiting for, the hoodlums to tell them, what to do, and they have not received that. That also many of the children who were part of the incident but likely did not go with them have been struggling to sleep. A lot of them have not been able to sleep, and only one child had finally escaped and come home. And they said this happened with the villagers, not even outsiders. That everyone that was kidnapped were indigents of the town, and this has been going on for for quite a while now. Our hearts really go out to them, and I would like to see what the government is doing to see how they can rescue these minors.
It is sad indeed. Moving on quickly now to Vanguard. Let's find a story of not taking sub-regional forces working to destabilize Nigeria's presidency. Energy crisis FG orders NERC to revoke licenses of non-performing discos. Edo Guba stakeholders seek urgent resolution of Obaseki and Shebu feud. Ramadan, Abbas, governors, Obi, others urge unity, prayers for Nigerians. Okay. Any story? Who has the energy crisis?
Yes, I don't have the
major
energy.
headline?
I have the major headline. So they said the special advisor to the president on media and publicity at Jury, Ngelele, has alleged that some sub-regional forces were actively conspiring against the stability of the country. During, he had an interview in TVC late Sunday, and he said the federal government is responding to the conspiracy of these sub-regional forces, and now he had to, remind us of the latest kidnapping events that happened. He said last Thursday, bandits abducted no fewer than 287 pupils from primary and secondary school at Kuriga community in Chikun local government. He also said they abducted some Tasangaya students at Gidan Bakuso in Gada local government area of Sokoto State. And they said that particular school combines Islamic and Western education, but that the president is working tirelessly to secure all parts of the country. They also have, a nod from the U.S. government that they're going to be supporting. They are providing, U.S. is going to be providing assistance to see how they can release these children that have been abducted from the schools, Kaduna School and the other school. And a lot of people are also calling on the president to do something about this. There's this a group of experts from financial crimes drawn from Anglophone member states of the Economic of West African States, ECOWAS, and they are saying that they are going to be finding out people who are laundering money for terrorism. That's what they're going to do in, carrying out this fight as well. They said there was a day that some bandits demanded 40 trillion ransom for 16 abducted Kaduna students. And, they are going to find how this money just moves around. Maybe when they follow the money, they'll be able to find these people. Afenifere is also calling on the federal government to do something, secure the nation, find a way to release these children. Every group is just speaking up.
Okay. We have to wrap up with just one more story.
Just the follow-up of the electricity meeting with the minister yesterday. So he also mandated NERC, that's NEC, to withdraw licenses of non-performing discos, not just for rejecting electricity allocated, but for performance now. And he talked about how year-on-year by power generation dropped by 21%, and in March 2024, from 4,000 megawatts, he dropped to 3,475 megawatts, and he declared the many problems, which is one of them electricity asset theft. And so I'm waiting to see NERC take action.
I took that story to sometime last week, so it's still the same
taking
story.
Repeatedly. We had a meeting yesterday and everything again.
Okay, that is all we can take on this segment. When we come back, move on to our next segment. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.